Hi guys, this is the help for task 2.3 and 2.4, so day 3 and day 4. Now, these questions are mostly focused on ratio, but sharing in a ratio, you're giving person 1 7 shares and person 2 2 shares, which means altogether 7 plus 2 is going to give me 9 shares in total. We don't just want to give away 9, we want to give away 1,800. So we just want to work out, what do I need to multiply this by to get from 9 to 1,800. Now, if you can't work out what you multiply by, just do the new number divided by the old. But new number divided by old is going to give me that we are multiplying by 200. So all you need to do is times each person's amount by 200. First person, 7 times 200 is 1,400. 2 times 200 is 400. That's it. I've shared in a ratio. Okay. Simplifying a ratio, as long as there are no units involved, you are just looking for numbers that they both divide by. So these are both in the 6 times table. There's 3 6s in 18, there's 4 6s in 24. There's nothing else that go into 3 and 4, so I can leave that one as it is. For 6 and 20, they both divide by 2. I can make it 3 to 10. Again, nothing else that they divide by. Now, it gets slightly trickier if they've got units in. You need to write them in the same units first. So if you're not sure about your units, you've got 1 centimetre is the same as 10 millimetres. I've got 1 metre is the same as 100 centimetres. I've got 1 kilogram is the same as 1,000 grams. I missed the kilometre one there. 1 kilometre is 1,000 metres. And those are the only ones we're going to be working with today. So if I've got 8 centimetres and 60 millimetres, there's 10 centimetres in every, 10 millimetres in every centimetre. So this is the same as 80 millimetres to 60 millimetres. They've both now got the same units. Now they've both got a 0 on the end, so I can simplify that to 8 to 6. They both then divide by 2. I can make that 4 to 3. Doesn't get any smaller than that, so that's my answer. If I look at the next one, I've got metres and centimetres. There are 100 centimetres in a metre, so if I times this by 100, this is the same as 320 centimetres to 120 centimetres. Both have a 0, so I can make that 32 and 12. Both are then multiples of 2, so I can make that 16 and 6. Both are multiples of 2 again, I can make that 8 and 3. So it doesn't matter how many steps it takes to get to the answer, as long as you've made them as small as possible. Okay, next one, write in the form 1 to n. Okay, so all you need to do for 1 to n, as long as there's no units, you are just trying to make this first number say 1. So to get from 50 to 1, I would divide by 50, which means this one is 40 divided by 50. Now, if you've got a calculator, just type in 40 divided by 50. If it was non-calculator, well, 40 over 50, they've both got a 0 in, so I can make 4/5, which is 0.8. But these ones do tend to turn up on a calculator paper. They can be decimals. They can also come out as whole numbers. So for this one, to make that first number a 1, I need to divide by 60. So 60s into 180, go 3 times, that's it, 1 to 3. Just be careful, sometimes they can ask you to write it in the form 1 to n. Sometimes they say, well, what is the n value? So the n value for this one would be 0.8. The n value for this one would be 3. It just depends on the way that they've asked for the answer. Right. And then last question for this one, ratio if you are given a share. So Amy, Bill and Chris are going to share in the ratio 2 to 5 to 9. So what I would always do with ratio questions is summarise your information. Amy, Bill, Chris in the ratio 2 to 5 to 9. Okay, so Amy's getting 2 shares, Bill's getting 5 shares, Chris is getting 9 shares. Bill's going to receive £30. So I know whatever Bill had as shares, he's now going to end up with £30. We want to know how much they shared in total. So we're going to have to work out each person's amount and then add them all up. Well, if Bill went from 5 shares to £30, 5s into 30 are 6 times. So if Bill got times by 6, Amy and Chris also need times in by 6. So 2 times 6 would give me £12 for Amy. 9 times 6 would give me £54 for Chris. And then I want the total that they shared. So I'm doing 12, 30 and 54. And we're just going to add them all up. You get they shared £96 in total. Okay, hopefully a little bit more straightforward. Let me know if there's any problems.